What's up, guys? We're back with our NFL DFS picks for this slate, and we're locking in the highest upside plays plus a few sharp value pivots. These picks apply to DraftKings and FanDuel. Let's start at quarterback. We're going straight to Jaden Daniels at 6,900 with a dash rank of 100. We like him because he draws Dallas, who have the absolute worst defense overall by opponent rank 32, and he's projected for 22 points with a steady 20 fantasy points per game on the season. He's posted 16 and 17 fantasy points in his last two, and the volume plus the rushing profile give us a strong ceiling in a premium matchup. Ownership is projected to be near zero, which gives us massive leverage on a player. Multiple national outlets have circled. There's a news blurb listing Jaden Daniels among the names to watch this week, and he even made headlines for that questionable roughing the passer call on Monday. We're buying the talent plus the matchup, and as one article put it, the Commanders seem to have gotten the better end of this. Our value quarterback is Dylan Gabriel at 4,400. This is purely a price and game theory play. He gets Miami, who have one of the worst defenses overall by opponent rank 29, and he logged 16 and 9 fantasy points in his last two. The field is looking away after back-to-back losses and reports that fans are calling for Shedder Sanders, per multiple articles, but that near-zero ownership on a starting QB at 4,400 opens up everything elsewhere. High risk, strong salary relief. On to running back. Josh Jacobs at 7,800 with a dash rank of 100 is one of our core plays. Arizona have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall by opponent rank 18, but Jacobs' role is the engine. He's averaging 21 fantasy points per game and just dropped 32 and 32 in his last two. He's projected for 16, and the recent spike in production aligns with reports that he's expected to play a critical role for Green Bay this season. With ownership projected to be minimal, we're paying for touch volume and touchdown equity in a stable usage profile. For value, we like RJ Harvey at 4,600 with a dash rank of 80. The Giants have one of the worst defenses overall by opponent rank 26, and Harvey's shown splash game upside with 20 fantasy points 3 games ago and a floor of 6 to 7 in the recent sample. Several articles note Denver's intent to fix last year's anemic run game, and one analyst even pegged Harvey as a dark horse offensive rookie of the year candidate. At near-zero ownership, he's a strong salary saver who still carries breakaway potential. Wide receiver time. George Pickens at 7,300 with a dash rank of 100 is a tournament hammer. Washington have one of the worst defenses overall by opponent rank 24, and Pickens is averaging 21 fantasy points per game while posting 35, 14, and 36 in his last three. An article this week highlighted him among the top 10 performers of Week 6, and the role plus spike weeks make him an elite ceiling play. Projected ownership looks extremely light, which is perfect leverage given his big play profile. As a value wideout, Jalen Lane at 3,800 gives us correlation and leverage with our Daniels builds. Dallas have the absolute worst defense overall by opponent rank 32. He's produced 1, 3, and 4 fantasy points recently, and that keeps his salary and ownership suppressed. We like the stacking angle in the best on-paper matchup of the slate to capture any ancillary production from Washington's passing game. Projected ownership is near zero, exactly what we want in large field builds. Let's hit tight ends. Jake Ferguson at 5,500 carries a dash rank of 97 and gets Washington, who have one of the worst defenses overall by opponent rank 24. He's sitting at 16 fantasy points per game, with a last 3 line of 12, 24, and 17. Multiple articles call him Dallas's go-to tight end, and that red zone rapport fits the game environment here. With low projected ownership, he's a premium mid-range play. For value, Cole Kmet at 3,200 with a dash rank of 88 is a clean punt. New Orleans have one of the worst defenses overall by opponent rank 25, and Komet put up 8 and 8 2 and 3 games ago. There are reports out of SiriusXM that he's been upbeat on Caleb Williams' progress, and that synergy shows up in his usage near the sticks and in the red zone. Near zero ownership and the salary flexibility make him a sharp tight end saver. At flex, Rome Odunze at 6,600 with a dash rank of 100 is one of our favorite mid-tier ceiling plays. The Saints have one of the worst defenses overall by opponent rank 25. Odunze has averaged 18 fantasy points per game, with a recent line of 5, 17, and 15, and he's already made a historic start to the season with early touchdowns, per multiple reports. Projected at 11 points with low ownership, he's an ideal leverage pivot off higher tag receivers. For a punt flex, Chris Moore at 3,000 ties neatly into Washington stacks. Dallas have the absolute worst defense overall by opponent rank 32. Moore flashed 14 fantasy points last game and has shown up and down usage with a 0 and 1 in the 2 prior, which is exactly why he'll be unowned. As a cheap attachment to Jaden Daniels in the slate's softest defensive matchup, he's the right kind of tournament dart. Defense and special teams. The Chiefs' D at 3,700 with a dash rank of 100 face the Raiders, and while opponent rank is defensive-focused and shows Las Vegas as one of the worst defenses overall at 29, that context favors game script for Kansas City. They're projected at 6 points, and with low ownership, we're betting on pressure and short fields created by a positive script. If you need salary relief, the Titans' D at 2,400 are our value defense. New England have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall by opponent rank 19, and Tennessee's DST has recent games of 5, 13, and 2 fantasy points. At a near minimum tag with projected 4 points, they free salary while maintaining a path to double digits through sacks and turnovers. That's the pool. We're targeting Jaden Daniels stacks against the absolute worst defense overall, leveraging George Pickens' ceiling against one of the worst defenses overall, and anchoring with Josh Jacobs' elite touch profile. Drop a like, subscribe, and let us know your favorite contrarian play for this slate. Good luck, everyone.